Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Edgar Cisneros, and today I'm going to be comparing some weld-through primers, self-etching primer, and high heat primer. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because I often get projects here in the garage like an axle truss system, where after it's assembled, it always leaves a side, an underside, or a backside where I can't really spray paint it to protect it against rust or corrosion. So pay attention, because after today, you and I are going to know which one of these best suits our needs. And here's the lineup. We have Dupli-color, Seymour, Steel It, Upol, Rust-Oleum self-etching primer, and Rust-Oleum high heat primer. Now I do realize these two are not weld-through primers. However, I wanted to see what would happen if you do use it in its place. So it's part of the test. And here are the prices. I pulled these numbers right off of Amazon since I bought most of them off of there. The most expensive one being Steel It, and the cheapest one is DupliColor. And here are the Rust-Oleum ones. Cheaper one, the high heat primer, and expensive one is a self-etching primer. Let's see how well they spray after being used twice about 2 weeks ago. Hopefully none of them clog up. This is the third time me using some of these spray paints. The first two times were for the welding coupons that you're about to see, and the third time is on this big coupon. Now, none of these clog at all. They all have different spray patterns and amount of spray paint that comes out of them. For example, the DupliColor here shoots out a jet style spray with a lot of spray paint, so you're gonna have to go fast. The rest of these have a nice light fan type spray, and it puts light coats one spray at a time. Now, before I start welding, I want to show you guys the areas I focused on while painting these coupons. The bottom plate, top face of it was painted all the way, and the vertical plate was painted on both sides, the front side and the back side, focusing the majority of the paint on the lower half as well as the bottom of the plate. Just like that. So let's get welding. Alright, here's a close-up of every coupon right after welding. There isn't any major discrepancies that I can see. Some do have more spatter than others, like the high heat one and the DupliColor. The ones I gave the less amount of spatter, I would say it's the Steel It, Upol, and believe it or not, the self-etching one. Now, the DupliColor does have a pretty thick coating over the weld, and it's the only one on the table that has a color like that. Steel It and Upol, while welding, they left the most cleanest and crisp weld behind. The other 4 had a lot of sputtering and a bit of an erratic arc, which makes it a little bit difficult for you to lay in there a nice and sound weld. Now let's take a look at the back side of these welds. I want to see primer still there even after the welding process, which is not the case for some of these primers. In conclusion, after welding on all these coupons, I would immediately eliminate these 2 because it reminds me so much of welding on hot dip galvanized steel even after you ground down to bare metal. It's unpleasant to weld on. You have an erratic arc, there's so much BBs, it's a mess. I would just avoid them. Also, the high heat primer also has the same characteristics. Erratic arc, there's BBs everywhere, I would just avoid it. Now we're left with these here, okay? And from where you can see, the back side of them, the self-etching one could not take the heat after welding. As you can see, all the primer has been pretty much burnt away. That leaves us with the Steelit and the Upol. They'll pretty much have the same characteristics. You laid in their pretty clean weld, almost zero spatter, and the back sides look almost identical. There's not a lot of burnt away primer, right? But having used them, I think the one that would win my heart here in the garage, it would be the Steelit. There's a couple reasons. Now, first of all, because it's a dark color. Everything that I paint here for our Jeeps or small projects, it usually ends up being black. And it's also the cheaper of the 2 if you are looking for cost per ounces. The Steelit one is 14 ounces, that's right, and the cost per ounce, at least on Amazon, is $2.24 per ounce. The Upol, it looks like you're getting a lot, but this one's a little bit more expensive. It is $2.40 per ounce. In the next video, I'm going to show you guys how these plates look like after being left out in the elements for 2 weeks straight. If there's a Weld-Through Primer that you didn't see me use here today, put it down in the comments below. I might use it on my next video and compare how good it stands up to these 2 heavy hitters here. Again, thanks for watching my channel. My name is Edgar Cisneros, and I'll see you guys on the next one.